So we're here today for moral support and advice on handling this online experience. Since we're about halfway through the course, you might be stressing over all the assignments and deadlines, so this is a good time for us to meet virtually and talk it out. I like it when we get together like this. I always feel better afterwards.
That's why I think it's important to look for help when you have questions or need help or advice. Look at how much we've helped each other during the course, but we can always ask our instructor or our online facilitator too. It's really important to reach out when you're stressed out.
Cheryl, I think you're the one who's been a great help to all of us since you're the only one who has taken online classes before.
Yes, Cheryl, you helped me big time when we got together to talk about time management.
Thanks, guys. I remember that this halfway point in the course can be stressful because you've come to realize just how rigorous online courses can be. Even though you may appreciate the convenience of online learning. Let's talk about some ways to manage the workload and all of the deadlines, especially for those of you taking more than one course.
I just can't say enough about keeping calendars. You taught me about that, Cheryl. I was trying to go just by the syllabus, which to me was overwhelming. You taught me about the course calendar, the weekly calendar, and the daily calendar. This system helps me see everything from the big picture to the smaller details. I'm now using the calendar included in the course, which is a good complement to the syllabus, and my own weekly and daily calendars. This has helped me a lot.
Yes, looking at that syllabus is overwhelming. It looks like millions of words that you think you can never make your way through, much less do all the stuff it assigns. I've learned not to be overwhelmed by all that I have to break tasks and goals down into smaller steps, and I've learned to live by the calendars too. You're right, it helps.
Yes, I think the visual aspect of the calendars is much more appealing than all the words of the syllabus. Of course, you need both, but the calendars are what I really use most often. And you have to keep your calendars up to date with changing deadlines and other things that come up.
Jeff, what you said about breaking jobs into smaller pieces is good advice. I've learned to do that, and it's helped a lot. Looking at the syllabus and the big calendar can be overwhelming. I've learned not to be put off by that, but to break down what I need to do on a weekly and daily basis. That way it's more manageable.
Yes, Dwight, I agree. I learned how to manage by breaking things down and by using calendars and especially by not procrastinating.
Procrastination. Probably public enemy number one of online learning. So many pitfalls with procrastination. Your technology may fail you. You may not have time to get an assignment done and submitted before the deadline, etc. If you can avoid procrastination, that's half the battle.
I've found that if I have loose ends from various tasks and assignments that I can't concentrate and focus, so I've learned to wrap up those loose ends before moving on. It's psychological, but it helps.
I've learned to be more proactive. Rather than just drowning in the workload and feeling sorry for myself and suffer, I've learned to get a plan together when things get rough. Doing nothing is probably the worst thing you can do. And another thing, talk to someone, whether it's a friend, family member, counselor, the instructor, whatever, talk to someone. It really does help.
I realized that I was taking on too much this semester. I was trying to be involved in too many things, and I was always being asked to do this and do that, and I had to start saying no sometimes. I had to step back and think about my priorities and cut back on some of the non-essentials.
That is a good point, Cheryl. Prioritize and set boundaries so you don't get distracted by having too many obligations.
So much of this experience is psychological. Just knowing some coping techniques and mind strategies is half the battle, like breaking things down into smaller tasks, being proactive, tying up loose ends, talking to someone, fending off procrastination, etc. But I have to say it again, these little booster sessions we have are one of the biggest pluses to online learning. We're collaborating and we're helping each other. Thanks once again, everybody.